Good morning, everyone. Just realised I forgot to bring my clock in. Let's see how well I stick to time today. Well, I'll do my best. Okay, I'll just do my end. Okie dokie. How was the weekend? Oh my goodness, we had a bit of everything, didn't we? Good morning, Dawn. Just wait for everyone to get on. Okay, this week being the last week of February, we've got restorative this week and somatic, so there'll be a little bit of movement. We'll only be doing a couple of literal restorative poses, meaning long held stillness. Good morning, Joe. But aside from that, we'll do some very gentle work on the body with, again, a focus of deep introspection while we're going, which is somatic work. And, of course, our intention will depend on the card I pulled this morning. So you will need a belt today. You will need a bolster. And if you have a Gertie ball, but, even all of those things doesn't really matter. You can tweak your practice to suit, but I will be using definitely a belt, most likely a Gertie ball, and definitely a bolster. Good morning, Karen. Alrighty, so let's pull a card. I hope you all had a beautiful weekend. Oh, this one's standing out. Woo-hoo. Gratitude and awe, I think, if I remember rightly. That's the back of the card. Okay. Let me find it first. So we're going to start seated on a chair, but you will have another option. So just, when I say seated, yes, on a chair or on your mat, on a really comfortable, in a really comfortable position. G'day, Shell, how are you? All right, so our card, I took a photo very similar to this yesterday. The card is free. May your soul sing freely. May your soul sing freely. That's nice, isn't it? Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, so snuggle down into your seat. Take a few sighs, whatever you need to do. Wiggle around. And then if you're comfortable with your eyes closed this morning, close your eyes. Otherwise, just a soft, gentle gaze as I read today's card. So remembering it's in that awe and gratitude theme. And the card was free. May your soul sing freely. The reflection. To swim from ocean to ocean, to follow your own currents and rest in the tides, to possess time is to fully appreciate the privilege of being at liberty to choose. The sea attests to your right to control your own destiny, even in a world over which you have little influence. At times we can feel so out of control, can't we? But, really the only thing that we can control or learn to have some control over is ourselves. The blessings, may your life be your own. What does that mean? May your life be your own. I'll leave that one with you. May you trust your capacity for self-reliance. May your love and your choices be limitless. May you reject control and claim freedom. May your freedom liberate others. That is a pretty deep card, that one. The mantra. In the sea, all are free. In the sea, all are free. I can tell you I felt pretty free yesterday. Okay, so I wonder how that resonated for you all. I hope you found some inspiration for you personally in that card. As far as our practice today goes, can you, I'm just going to read one of a part of the reflection here, and I want you to relate it to your practice today. Okay. To swim from ocean to ocean, to follow your own currents and rest in the tides from pose to pose. Follow your intuition, rest when you need to. To possess time, move in your time, is to fully appreciate the privilege of being at liberty to choose. You get to choose how this class goes. I'm just here as a guide, just to give you some inspiration, but you get to choose. It's your practice. The sea attests to your right to control your own destiny, where your practice is going to go today, even in a world over which you have little influence. It's your practice. You're free to practice in the way that your nervous system needs today. So listen to your intuition, to your soul, and move accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to start seated. Now, I'm going to suggest as I said, we're doing some restorative, but we're going to move as well. And we're going to start with a check-in. And if you decide you need to stand up and do more, please do that. Okay, please do that. So let's just start with a little check-in. Just feeling where you come in contact with the surfaces beneath you. The floor, the chair, the mat, the cushions, whatever is beneath you. Notice the contacts, the points of contact, the feet, the legs, the glutes, the back. whatever's touching. Can you feel the different weights, the different pressures in those points of contact? And then take a nice big inhalation and sigh it out. And then notice how you've arrived at your mat today, how you've arrived at your practice. Notice how you feel physically. Notice the sensations the physical sensations that are vying for your attention. Excuse me. Notice your energy body. How's that prana flowing today? Is it flowing freely? Is there an abundance of prana? What about your mindset? What's going on in your mind this morning? And of course, many of the things that you're noticing here, you probably hadn't noticed this morning, up until you've quietened down and looked inward. And in general, as an overall tone, so your nervous system state, how do you feel? Do you feel calm and connected? Do you feel there's a little bit of activation there? A little bit of excess energy that needs to be burnt? You feel maybe there's a bit of a lack of energy, a stuckness or a stagnation. And then wherever you are on this scale, you have a choice. You can sit and do some arm circles with me. If you've got excess energy that you need to burn, I would suggest some half salutes. But I would like you to really know why you chose to do what you're about to do. Remembering that, what does the card say? It's your privilege of being at liberty to choose. So what is it? What's driving the urge to, or the decision to do seated arm circles? What's driving the decision to do half salutes? I'm just going to shut that door because that dog, I'm not sure if you can hear it barking. Don't want it to disturb you. Okay, and then once you've chosen the way you want to start, if you're seated, just come to the front of the chair a little, or if you're on the mat seated, make sure that your pelvis is tilted, that you're not rolled back and collapsed in the spine. And just take a moment here. How about we bring our hands to our heart space? And feeling into that idea of being free to choose. Even that concept can be quite scary for people. Good morning, Pam. No worries. Okay, bring your hands down by your sides. Palms facing forward. Just open your fingers. And just hold your hands there for a moment while you tune into your breath. Smooth out your breath. You may already just start going straight into a gentle Ujjayi breath. That is a helpful samskara. Okay, on your next inhale, bring the arms out and up. Nice big circle, long arms. Look up at your hands if your neck's okay. And then bring your hands down the midline, pressing the palms together as you come down. Follow your thumbs with your eyes. Just opening the back of the neck and pressing into the hands. And then go again. Inhale up. So if you're doing half salutes, I want you just to do your salutes at your own pace, because you'll have little folds in this as well. So just you do you. I want you to feel, this is for everyone, I want you to feel your body moving. Feel your body moving to your breath. Keep going. And as you move your body to the breath, just notice, is there a little shift in your nervous system energy? The next time you come and bring your hands to your heart space, can you just hold it there for a moment? Being with the breath, with that sense of your thumbs at your sternum, that gentle pressing into the palms and the fingers. Connection to your practice, to yourself. And once again, this is your practice. So switch it up as you need to, as you would like to. Okay. You're going to come down to the floor. Come onto your back and give your knees a little hug and roll around on your back. Massage your back into the floor. Okay. All right. So remember, you're going to need a belt soon. So just make sure it's handy. Wiggle around. Do what you need to do. Enjoy the little massage. Are you moving quickly or slowly?
Just be really aware of the movements that you're making, the speed, the focus that you're putting in. Are you actually noticing how your body is responding to this practice, or to the, not to the practice, to the way in which you're moving? So just with those circles or the half salutes, that was a little practice just to get the energy flowing a little, to hopefully bring you into your center, so that we can come to a little bit of stillness. Okay, place your feet in constructive rest now. Notice your feet on the floor. Just take a moment of stillness. How does that feel? Is it nice, or you feel a little antsy? You feel like you want to keep moving? Just acknowledge that, and of course you are free to move. If we're in a still pose, if we're in a moving pose, you are free to be still. Please discern and choose the practice that is right for you. So just start to sway very gently your knees from side to side. Now they might be tiny little movements. They might be all the way to the floor, either side. And as you do the movement, or as you choose to do it or change it, notice what is driving that. Is it what you need today, or is it a samskara? Just a habit. And remember that all of these samskaras, habits, have or are driven by our conditioning, by the way we think about ourselves and others and the world around us. All reflect on how we live our life. And I'm not saying if you're going fast, you should be going slow. I'm not saying that at all. It could be the other way around. If you're going slow, maybe you need to move faster, but only you know that. Okay, and then when you feel ready, come back to stillness. You might like to lift your pelvis and tuck the tail a little. Lay the back of the pelvis back down just to realign the lower back. Make any wiggly movements that you need to. Just come into stillness again and notice what you notice. Okay, pick up your right knee. Just half Apanasana. So just hugging in your right knee for a moment. Now here you have a choice. You can take it away and draw it in and keep some movement going, if that's what you feel you would like to do. The other option is just be still. The other option is to lengthen the left leg. So choose. What practice do you need for yourself as far as half Apanasana goes. What feels right? And you may start something and change your mind and go, oh no, that's not what I need. If that happens, that's great. You're listening. Maybe you go straight into make a decision and go straight there and go, yes, this is exactly what I need. And then settle into it, whether it's moving or still, settle into it. Be with it entirely. Notice how the body responds. Notice how the nervous system responds. Is there any holding on? Or are you able to truly relax into it? Keep your breath going. Don't forget to breathe. So we are staying, as I said, with some of those poses for some time, just to truly get into it and feel into it and receive what we can from it, whether it be physical, emotional. Maybe it opens an energy pathway that was a little stagnant. Maybe we find some wisdom in it. If you started off moving, you may find that after a little while you're more drawn to go to stillness. Go with that. Beautiful. So rather than rush your way out, I want you to prepare yourself to come back to constructive rest. So just do that in your mind's eye first. And then when you're ready, slowly bring your way back to constructive rest. And again, just doing a little check-in here. Probably going to feel pretty different left to right. Maybe your hands are tingling from hanging onto your leg. Maybe you feel like, oh, I need to open my palms. Okay, we're going to change sides. Left leg up. Now, how do you want to do it on this side? As a yoga teacher, I would say to make it even, do it the same. But as a trauma therapist, you may find a completely different scenario in your body to the other side. So today I want you to follow that. Take your time deciding how you want to be on this side with your half Apanasana. It may be different. And then can you settle into it, whatever you've decided, the movement, the stillness, the right leg in constructive rest or long. Be with it and be curious and open to the response that you get. Don't forget to breathe, to split your awareness between what's happening in the body and your breath, making sure that your breath is smooth. Sorry if you can hear all the dogs out there today over the top of me. They're quite loud out there today, all around the whole neighbourhood. You know what they're like, one starts, they all start. Stay with your pose. Okay, and then in your mind, picture yourself coming out and then follow that. Go back to constructive rest. Notice how your body's responded, and is there a movement that your body just wants to make? You may feel like you want to hug both knees. You may feel like you want to do some little twists. Follow that guidance from your body, whatever it may be. Does it feel right? Okie doke. And then when you're ready, come back to constructive rest. And I want you to just go into a very low bridge. So dig your feet in. On the exhale, tilt your pelvis back, squeeze your glutes, your hamstrings, and just very gently lift the back of the pelvis up off the floor. We're not going all the way up. Keep pressing down, squeezing in, and then let that go. Nice. Okay, you're going to need your belt. We haven't done this for a while. So let's see how we go. My hamstrings have been very tight, so let's just see. Belt around the right foot. Hug it in nice and tight to begin with. Just hang out there for a moment. And then slowly, slowly start to straighten the leg. You'll notice my thigh is still on my belly as I straighten my leg. I leave it there until I get this kind of right angle at my leg. And then from there, start to reach my heel up toward the ceiling. Now, you might get to there with quite a bend in your knee. That's okay. or you might start getting a little further, or you might get all the way. Remember, we don't want a big stretch behind the knee though, so be really mindful as to how far you go. And, you know, if your tendency is to just take it straight up and be as straight as you can and pull it as close to you as you can you please inquire about that? We want to be able to let the shoulders go, let the jaw release, and we're going to hold this pose as well. So if you're having trouble holding it still, as in being in stillness, like your leg might be shaking, that's okay. But if you're having trouble in stillness, I would suggest holding it still for a little bit and then bending it back down for a little bit and then bringing it back up. Okay, so just taking a break between, if you like. Being with this pose, with your body, with the sensations that are coming up. They could be physical, they could be mental, they could be energetic. You may find that your jaw's gripping or your hands are gripping the belt. Can you release them a little? Just let go of some of the tension there. Yes, you need to hang on to the belt, but can you just let go a little? You might even like to twirl your hands around the belt. That might be easier. Whatever works. Relax your jaw, your shoulders. Let the weight of your body just sink down into your mat. Stay with it. We're nearly done. Now, before you come out, I just want you to test. Can you go a little tiny bit further? Just a tiny bit further. Let yourself do that. If it feels right, of course, you have the freedom to come out whenever you want. Nice. And then let that belt come over just drape it over your belly. Cross your right leg over your left. So not ankle to knee, but cross it over, kind of ladylike sort of cross. And then hug your knees in. So you may need the belt. If you need the belt for an arm extension, just bring it over the left knee and hold it in. Or you can hang on with your hands so long as your shoulders aren't, up off the floor. Okay, so that'll depend on lots of things, the length of your arms, the length of your legs, your flexibility, whatever's going on there. take a moment. Feeling in. Where are you feeling the sensation? What does it feel like for you? A lot of time when we're doing poses that work with the hip muscles, or the muscles around the hips and the thighs, we can go into a little bit of a fight and flight response. So what would that feel like for you? It's different for everyone, but maybe a churning in the tummy, a funny sensation in the tummy or the chest or even the throat. This urge to run away or fight. Okay, we're going to come out. So very, very gently, let your legs come down to the floor. Back into constructive rest. Lay the belt over your belly. I'm going to check the time, see how we're going. Okay. Feel in, left to right. What are you noticing? Oh, I feel like my right side is much longer than my left side. Feel quite out of whack. Okay, belt around the left foot. Draw it in nice and close. Hold it there for a moment. It's preparing. And then slowly we start to straighten the leg or decrease the bend. And then begin to lift the heel toward the ceiling. And remember, it doesn't matter how straight you get your leg. Can you relax your body, your hips, your pelvic floor, your shoulders and shoulder blades, your jaw, your grip. Smooth breath. If you do find yourself getting a little activated here, are you able to be with it without it getting too much? And just feeling safety in the body. So through the connection to your mat, maybe. Maybe it's your breath. Maybe you just need to bend the knee for a moment and relax. Maybe you just need to acknowledge it and be with it. Did one side feel completely different to the other? And then before we come out of this side, can you just maybe lift the leg just the tiniest bit more? Okay, let the belt come down. Cross that leg over the right leg. Hug it in. Use a belt or not. Making sure that you're not doing a little crunch doing this. We want the tailbone nice and relaxed. Relax the shoulders and the back of the head on the mat. Okay. Lower, use the belt if you've got the belt. Lower your right foot down to the floor. Get rid of the belt and come back into constructive rest. Feel in. What are you noticing here? Okay, so what I would like you to do now is to get the bolster. Of course, make any movements you want to make if you feel you need to. But we're going to get the bolster and we're going to pop the bolster underneath our pelvis and we're going to put our legs up. So you may be able to just hoik it up like that, or you may have to sit up, sit on it and lay yourself back. Okay, and then just let your legs float. Maybe you want to go up the wall. Feel free to do that. Feel free to do that. I feel like I need to move down a little bit because my head's going to get chopped off in a minute. Check the time again. Okay. Oh, is anybody else's tummy gurgling after all that? That's a good sign. That's a good sign. Must be getting into rest and digest. Wiggle, wiggle. Oh, I'm fluffing about a bit today. There we are. That's better. That's better. So once you're floating, just be there. And what are you noticing the most? Is it the floating of the legs? The pressure of the pelvis on the bolster? The pressure of the upper back into the floor? Maybe it's, I don't know, a sense of calm. If you're one that really loves this pose, maybe you get in this pose and your nervous system goes, oh yeah, this is awesome. remember that this pose actually activates the sympathetic nervous system a little bit. So if you're already really activated, which you shouldn't be by now, but we're all different. If you're already in an activated state, this may be too much. Maybe you need to be against a wall. Maybe you need to have your legs on a chair. So your calf muscles on a chair. Be with what's happening here. I know it looks like not much is happening, but there's a lot going on. Okay. Very gently now, if you're on the wall, just roll over to a side and come into a Savasana position. If you are on the bolster, just roll that out from underneath you and drape your legs over it. Now, if you have a Gurdy ball or something that you use in place of a Gurdy ball, an option to place it between the shoulder blades. So you can bring it between the shoulder blades. Just being careful that you don't have it too high or too low. Mine's way too low. It's better. So sitting between the shoulder blades. Let your arms open out to the side. You can place a blanket over the top of you in prep for Savasana if you are using a Gurdy ball. But maybe you're already you've just gone straight to Savasana. That's okay too. If you've got the Gurdy ball between your shoulder blades, can you allow yourself to just let go of any holding and drape over the ball? And again, this can be activating for some. Probably, because I know you guys, probably not at the end of a class like this, but if you are a little heightened as a result of laying over this ball, acknowledge that. Do you need to come off? Or do you feel safe enough to just be with it? How do you feel as a result of having the ball there? What can you feel? Okay, if you've got the ball, roll slightly and take it out. Bring yourself down to the flat surface of your mat. Enjoy that. And let's all just hang out here just for another minute or so in Savasana. And then we're all going to sit. And as you're here in Savasana, you're letting go of your practice. Letting go of the choices that you made. And feeling now the response from your body, from your nervous system. Allowing the nervous system to settle now into its new way of being, or different way, whichever way you want to put that. Okay, so know, of course, that you have the choice, the freedom to choose to stay in Savasana. If you want to come out, slowly just rolling onto a side and making your way to a seated position. I'll come up to the chair, but just stay on your mat if you can. Sit on your bolster or blankets or whatever you need or have. Sorry about dropping the mic there. And as you sit, just again let the energy settle into this new space. Feel into this new way of being now. Your being is slightly different to the one that arrived on the mat. How does it feel different? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotional? Is it energetic? Remembering really they're all energetic. That's how we receive the information. But how does it feel? How does it feel different? I'm going to close off today's practice. Feel free
to stay and have a little sit, have a little meditation in this space. You've created the perfect environment internally to have a sit. So maybe you stay and have a little sit. May your soul sing freely. Namaste.